RVBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, great top 10 list of everything and anything video blogs, and a whole lot more. A collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now 7:14 in the morning, Bellwick, Massachusetts, on Monday, May 29, 2017, 7:14 in the morning, cloudy skies, about 52 degrees. Hopefully the rain holds off to the afternoon. That's what I'm hearing, but not a good day for cookouts or parades, but hopefully they could get the parades in. Some news to report on RVBN News. Why do. Happy Memorial Day. Thank every veteran today on Memorial Day. Also, it's World Digestion Awareness Day. And the Stanley Cup Finals start tonight on NBC between the Penguins and the Predators. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN News. Why do. Be back in a flash with my first video blog subject of the day, which will be about the history of the Nashville Predators. But first, hear this. Pump it up, 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 pump it up. Get your exercise in. Walk, run, jump, skip rope, jump rope, swim, do push-ups, do pull-ups, run around the block several times, walk around the block, carry stuff. Do it for 10 to 30 minutes each day to get your heart healthy and boost your energy and get in shape. And you could be a slim, trim, 217 pounds like the late great professional wrestler Playboy Buddy Rose. Get your exercise in. RVBN. Time now 7:16 in the morning, Bellwick, Massachusetts. I am back. My first video blog subject of the day is about the Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators are an NHL team in the Western Conference Central Division, and they're in their first Stanley Cup Finals. And the history of the Nashville Predators is this. Nashville, Tennessee is the capital of Tennessee, known for the home of country music. And hockey, ice hockey, dates back to the late 1980s. The ECHL had a team in Nashville. It was called the Nashville Knights. They played at Nashville's Municipal Auditorium, and the owner of that team, of the Nashville Knights, was the Fuller brothers, Ron Fuller, who was a professional wrestler. And the Nashville Knights were very successful at team with attendance. Sometimes they usually sold out the Municipal Auditorium, which seats about 7,000 for hockey. And Nashville in the early 1990s was trying to build a new arena to maybe lure an NBA team, but they were unsuccessful in lowering an NBA team. But the arena project was completed in 1996, and Nashville tried to get the New Jersey Devils to move there in the mid-1990s because they were having some troubles with the lease at Brendan Byrne Arena. But the Devils settled that lease, and NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said when the NHL expanded that Nashville would be seriously considered as a new NHL franchise. In early 1997, Nashville was awarded a conditional franchise to start in the 1998-1999 season. They had the Nashville Arena, which eventually was named the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Now it's Bridgestone Arena. And the first owner of the team was Craig Lepole, and he got the required season tickets for an NHL franchise with 12,500, and they named their first general manager David Poulin, who's still with the team today, Poley, and Barry Trotz was their first coach. And they had an expansion draft, and they also signed Tom Fitzgerald, who's from Billerica, Massachusetts. He was named first captain of the team. The Predators started in 1998, and for the first 5 seasons in the National Hockey League, the Predators were one of the worst teams. Barry Trotz had the team for defense first, and they weren't a lot of scoring threats for the Predators. They had a goaltender back at that time, Thomas Volkun, who was an average NHL goaltender. He could steal some games, but the Predators continued their struggles. They made the playoffs for the first time in 2004, which they were bounced from the first round by the Detroit Red Wings. They didn't play in 2004-2005 due to the lockout, but the Predators were becoming an up-and-coming team with Ryan Sutter and a couple of other players, with Thomas Volkun, and they got some decent offensive scoring threats. They did good in 2006, getting home ice advantage for the first round of the playoffs, but they got bounced by the San Jose Sharks. They were on to their best season in the 2006-2007 season. They actually, at the trading deadline, traded for future Hockey Hall of Famer Peter Forsberg, but that didn't do anything to them because San Jose bounced them again in the first round. But they had to trade Thomas Volkun away, and there was a lot of rumors going around that the Nashville Predators were on shaky grounds because of ownership situation. The guy who created the Blackberry, Jim Basin, was going to buy the Nashville Predators and was going to move them to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman did not allow that because he wanted all the NHL teams to stay where they were, unless if there was no local ownership or they exacerbated all their options to stay in the city they are at. There were some minority owners of the Nashville Predators charged with fraud, which wasn't very good. They the Predators, despite rumors of relocation, barely made the playoffs in 2008 with backup goaltending, and they were bounced in the first round by the Detroit Red Wings. But they got a key defenseman around this time, Shea Weber, who eventually became captain of the team. They missed the playoffs in 2009, but they had an up-and-coming goaltender named Pekka Rinne. And the Predators were like a perennial playoff appearances in the early 2000s, 2010, 2011, and 2012. The Predators actually won playoff series in 2011 against the Anaheim Ducks in the first round, but they got bounced by the Vancouver Canucks in the second round, and they played pretty good against the Canucks. They held the Canucks in check with goal scoring during that series. Could have won either way. In 2012, the Predators defeated the Detroit Red Wings in the first round of playoffs, but they got eliminated in the second round by the Phoenix Coyotes. But there was a lot of rumors going around that the core of the team could not stay together with Ryan Sutter and Shea Weber. Ryan Sutter signed with the Minnesota Wild, and Shea Weber was actually offered a offer sheet by the Philadelphia Flyers. It was a lot of money. People would say the Predators would not match it, but they did, and that kind of hamstrung them for a little while. 2013, 2014, the Predators were like a last place team. I think like Barry Trotz was, he ran his course as a coach of the Predators. He was fired after the 2014 season. And the Predators got Peter Laviolette as coach, and they had some good players they were adding, including they were Mike Fisher as a captain and Flip Forsberg and a few others. The Predators in 2015 made the Stanley Cup playoffs, but they got bounced in the first round by the Chicago Blackhawks. In 2016, it was the first wild card in the Western Conference. They beat the Anaheim Ducks in the first round of the playoffs, and they took the San Jose Sharks to the 7-game series, but the Sharks won it. And during the 2016 offseason, a blockbuster trade happened. The Predators traded a captain, Shea Weber, away to the Montreal Canadiens for P.K. Subban, defenseman, and this was a game changer for them. P.K. Subban was a leader for the Predators, and with Thomas Volkun and Flip Forsberg, Ryan Johansson, Mike Fisher, and a few others, the Predators remained competitive in 2016-2017. They got the last wild card spot in the Western Conference, and they swept the Chicago Blackhawks in the first round of the playoffs. 4 straight games. The Blackhawks were the top seed in the Western Conference and one of the favorites to get the Stanley Cup Finals. First time the Predators swept a playoff series. Then they beat the St. Louis Blues in 6 games to go to the Western Conference Finals for the first time ever. They beat the Anaheim Ducks in 6 games to make it to the first Stanley Cup Finals. This is the third team that Peter Laviolette coached to the Stanley Cup Finals, the Hurricanes and the Flyers. And hockey in Nashville is very, very successful. Last season was the first time that all 41 games, home games for the Nashville Predators, have been sold out. Hockey's been a very, very successful in Nashville, Tennessee, which is very, very surprising because you think of Nashville, Tennessee, you think of country music, but the Predators have made Nashville a major league sports town, and that's a very successful story. Hopefully the Predators win their first Stanley Cup, and I think there's a lot of youth playing hockey in Nashville, Tennessee with the success of the Nashville Predators. That's about it on them. I'll be back later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. For my second final video blog subject of the night. The second and final video blog subject of the night will be about the top 10 places to get seafood. I keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julia betting guy. My label's blood. WCC Alexa has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutso, so sending she's best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Then the Church of WPI, Channel 11, New York, such a like in Kirk. That's the best legs in New York City, bar none. Bobby gives of ABC 11, sweet southern accent, best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. Wayne Clay of WHCH Channel 7 Boston has best legs in Boston. Ali Woolley of WABI Channel 5 in Bangor, Maine, rocks and has the best legs in Maine. And in the words, Dee Pitt all last week for